Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. You were live. Oh, look at him. His future's so bright. So bright. That
It's the
dress
ring light.
form
Can anyone
belongs
hear
in a
us?
museum.
Can anyone hear us?
Can you hear us, Flo Casso?
Hello?
Hello. Hi, Jason.
Did you see my name?
The Jason. You're good now. Ah, we did it.
You can hear us? Can they hear us?
Hi, Elizabeth and Susan. Hello. Let's see. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm crooked or my camera angle. There. Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
No, now I feel off filter again. Okay. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Margaret. And Margaret, you're so sweet. You know, Jason, I released the video I did 2 days ago, and I swore when I went back in the house after doing my video, my haul, I looked in the mirror with my glasses on, and my lipstick looked like a 2-year-old had put it on. It was so dark and blotchy in spots, but I posted it anyways. I let you guys see it anyways.
You have to.
So thank you, Margaret, because Margaret and Robin both were so sweet. And hi, Linda and Kimberly and Kathy, and hi, Laura Designs, Laura and Valerie and Amanda and Joshy Boy and Kimberly Pines, and there's Heather and Annette. Hi, and welcome, everyone.
Hi,
Look
everybody.
who I have. Oh, wait, you're that way. Which way are you now?
Hold on, wait. Now, wait. Hold on. Now it's weird, Tanya. So now the only way I can see my chat is if I put it over us.
Oh.
Like I can't see. I can't see the chat.
I wish I could show you my phone because the top half of my phone is you and I, and then the bottom half is chat.
Okay. Well, see,
that
I can
sounds
say hello.
Horrible. You are beautiful, however you look.
More.
Oh yeah, it was bad, Flo Casa. It did look like a 2-year-old had put it on. Hi, Linda Clancy and Valerie. Oh, I lost him again. Where'd he go? Let me go back into my studio and wait for him. There he is. And I'll add him back in here. Okay, are you back?
Hello, everyone. I like a lot of attention, so I only do these things for attention.
Not even. I couldn't tell. Oh, thanks, Kimberly.
Comments.
So I'm trying StreamYard because Jason and I have been trying to go live together for what seems to be over a month now. And we have been very unsuccessful using just YouTube. And I have no idea how many people here are here. Oh, it looks like there's 36 people here. Thank you all so much for coming.
I can't see.
It's up at the top. It says we're live for 3 minutes. Be sure and hit that thumbs up. Not you, Jason. Barbara M. Says, oh no. Hi, Mary. Guide and seek. And are you seeing the chat?
Not at all.
What?
Well, no, because Barbara no, it's so no. I have to see the chat, I have to like go over us. I'll take a screenshot. Hold on. All right, I took a screenshot and I'll send it to you eventually.
Yeah.
Because
maybe if you push your finger on the screen, maybe if you pull your finger on the screen and take it up. Does that split the screen in half then?
No, so what I see is I see you over here. I see you over here. Can you give me a high five? Wait, hold on. So do I have wait, okay, no. Wait.
Come on, turn it. Turn.
Wait.
Come this way. Over here. Keep coming. Here you go. Yes. Someone give us a let's do that one more time. Give us a screenshot.
Wait,
yay, we did it.
Wait.
Hey.
No.
Jason. Between the two of us, we have a brain.
it's
We
Jason
can
Head.
figure it out.
It's
Hi,
Tanis
Bruce
and
and
Jason
Dennis.
Head. Wait, hold on. Wait,
Tanis and Jason Head.
It's-
Yeah.
wait, what is my hand doing here?
I don't
Wait.
know. Hello.
Okay, wait.
He's doing
Right
the
here.
princess.
There we go.
And that'll be, yeah, someone send me that and I'll put that as our thumbnail. How about that? When we get that figured out.
So,
Hi,
yeah,
Rosemary.
I can't figure this chat thing out, but that's okay. Cause just if someone says something for me, just tell me, cause I can't see anything.
Here, let me look down at the bottom and under, let's see, layout, private chat. Okay, go down to private chat.
Okay, but Tanya, all I see is I see me and you at the top, and then I see Mike, Cam, chat, more, and then the more has
chat.
18. I did.
Click on that chat. What does it do?
It gives me chat and then comments, but it goes over the whole screen. I can see us as a shadow. Now I could see the chat. It says there's Charlene and Flacasso and Rosemary and Tisha and Joshy Boy and Bruden, but I can't see us.
Oh,
like I can see my little hands, but
we
that's all I
need
can
secondary devices. This was just so last minute and random. And actually, I'm out here. Do you know last time I think I had different internet service the last year or when hi Jen and Bruce and Dennis and Bruce sent that photo, so I will use that. But I didn't get internet service out here, so I'm surprised that this is even working right now, but I'm thrilled that it's working because I want to spend more time out here. And now that the weather is permitting, I mean, look at me. I'm still in a sweatshirt. It was cold this morning. And hi, Anthony. Well, I'm glad that you're both here. And yeah, we just decided we were trying this, and we thought, let's try this on StreamYard and see what happens. Hi, Mary Helton. Hello and welcome. So what's new with you, Jason? What are you doing?
I had a weird day, but it was good. I had a weird day. I don't know. I just had a weird moment this morning, and everything's okay. But it was just like a strange beginning, and then I was distracted, and I knew I had a lot of work to do today. But I basically took the day off, and I went over to the estate sale house, but I was only there for just a little bit.
That's not taking the day off.
Well, it's not really taking the day off, but I never take the day fully off. And I did eBay orders. I had 3 eBay orders, and 2 were really big. And then other than that, I just cleaned and sorted today. So that was my day. You know, easy. Didn't go anywhere, didn't buy anything.
Hi, Mama Chola. And Mary Helton, I like the little mushroom. That's cute. And I think Mary is new here. So please, everyone, if I didn't say that, please give Mary Helton a nice warm welcome. I grew up with a couple of people named Yelton with a Y, not an H. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I went to the flea market.
Yeah, what'd you find? Show us some stuff.
I'll show you a couple of things that I got out there. I got this pretty thing. Hi, Lisa Edwards. Hi, my friend. Aloha. And I don't know if I said hi to Joshy Boy or Kathy Blaine and Sheila. And I think Sheila might be new here too. Oh, this is going to be weird because I don't know how or where the camera is because it's the angle. I don't know how to work this camera when I'm doing this. So, hi there, Lori Christos. Hello and welcome. So, yeah, I found that out there. I just thought that was really, really pretty. Did you see?
I didn't.
No.
My thing was, I was looking at the chat and I can't see anything. Sorry.
That's okay. Hi, Deb. Hi, Deborah. Hello and welcome. Yeah, no big deal. Oh boy, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah, I can see that. That's what, mother of pearl? No, opal.
Yeah, it's opal. It's a little, oh gosh, this is the most horrible. I don't think I could ever do a live thing on here like that. That is crazy town. I don't know how to work the camera. I've tried it before. I've been on others' channels on their StreamYard, and I'm like, "Rrr." I'm showing it way over here. Yeah, it's so backwards. It is so backwards. Oh, look, if I just go straight in, that doesn't look too bad.
No, that looks okay.
Yeah, that's a really cool bracelet.
It's a lion. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Sterling, Mexico lion bracelet.
That I like.
Hi, Amy Arn. Hi, Tisha. Thank you. Hello and welcome everyone. Hey, Chris, welcome. Flocasso says want.
I saw that.
I don't know. I just got a few things. There was this ring right here. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
That's actually, I haven't put that on the mandrel yet, but that's a big size. It's got to be a 10 or 11 or.
That's nice.
And you've seen these before. We've all seen them, but they're great. Yep. And this one is, it's beautiful. Mother of pearl or abalone. And, and that, hi, Cap. Hello and welcome. This, Jason, I thought you might find very interesting and cool. And I have a feeling, I remember some time ago, I sent you a picture of a bead and you said, wow, that looks like a such and such bead. And it was made with some feathers of a bird that was, and I have a feeling that this is what this is. So this is celluloid, and they're celluloid balls, and they have whatever feather. Let's see if I can get it in there. Whatever feather that is within these balls. I'll have to send you some pictures.
Yeah, send me a photo because it doesn't look like kingfisher to me. It doesn't. It's definitely a feather, but it doesn't look like kingfisher. Kingfisher is real, like thin and not like fluffy, and it's like electric blue, like real electric blue.
Okay, so this is a little not so. It's like a nice baby blue, Tiffany kind, and not really Tiffany blue, but I don't know. It's like. It's pearly almost. I don't know how to explain it, and it's very
tough to see.
Thin and fluffy. Yeah, well, they've been in there for years, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was cool. Don't you think that that's neat? I mean, would you have bought that?
I've never seen them filled with feathers before. Never. Never seen that before.
I've never seen that. And I was like, would you have bought it?
Yeah. Yeah, I would have bought it.
I thought you would have.
Even for the celluloid chain, I would have bought it.
Right. I did pick these up a couple of days ago, and or I don't know, like last week. I don't think I ever shared them with anyone, or maybe I did. But
that's really cool.
They're really nicely constructed sterling silver, and the way that these were put together, the construction on them is like 3 layers deep. I mean, you see the amount of detail the way they had to do that in steps.
Yeah,
those are pretty awesome. I found this today, which I just absolutely had to have and loved. Hi, Roberta. Hello and welcome. And Roberta, I had trouble when I tried to, Bruce and Dennis, I had tried to find your, I just punched in Roberta and it wasn't there. But anyways, I did find your thing and your package was sent off a few days ago. I think it was just a gift. But yeah, I found your registration from a long time ago. So thank you.
Oh, and Amy, just so Amy knows and so everybody knows, I can't see the chat, guys. So that's the only reason why I'm not saying anything. I can't see the chat. So.
Oh, well, what was Amy saying?
She was like, is something wrong? And I'm like, no, I'm being respectful of Tanya. And I can't see the chat.
Do you see that? That's just a beautiful sterling.
Yeah.
I don't know is that a sparrow? I think it might be a sparrow.
That looks like it.
It might be a sparrow. I love that. And yeah, and then I found this herb, which is an enhancer. So, and it's got a nice size bale.
That's really cool.
Yeah, nice stone.
That's cool.
Yeah, I tell you, it's been a little rough. Jason and I were talking about this the other day. It's been a look at Jason.
What?
This is a moldy hot dog.
Uh-oh.
It's a moldy hot dog.
You know what he would call that?
It's a
you know what he would
pickle.
call that? He would call it a pickle.
A pickle.
He would call it a pickle. I can guarantee you he would call it a pickle.
It looks like a pickle.
And that's my pride and joy. That's the person that I can't live without.
Yeah, I can't show jewelry on this.
You know, he would for sure call it a pickle. Absolutely, for sure. 100%. Hands down.
Yeah, a Vienna sausage, Mama Chola says. This was really
we
pretty.
said that the other night, that's for sure. I can't believe I'm missing all the chat.
Well, go back to the chat for a second. You don't have to look at this jewelry. Yeah, you don't have to look at the jewelry. It's no big deal. It's yeah. It's nothing to write home about, but it's what I could find. But yeah, Jason and I were having a chat the other day about how hard it is at thrift stores anymore. And maybe yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher to find it. And like everyone wants to be an expert and charge full retail on everything. And it's really getting tough to find bargains.
My sweet Tanya, can I interrupt for 1 second?
Yeah.
Because is Heather Treasure Pirate still here? Is she still here?
I'm not sure.
Please tell me she's still here.
Oh.
I like that.
This is Heather Swarovski. I'm pretty sure she's still here.
Mama Chola, I'm doing okay. I just can't see the chat, honey. Sorry, I can't see it. Is Heather still here?
Hi, Gigi. Let's see. Is Heather still here? Heather, we got 6 people here.
Oh, do we? Okay, good. I can't see how many people. Let me know if Heather's still here because
there she is.
Show one. Is she here?
She says yes, she's here. Yeah.
I want to show one thing. Can I show one thing?
Please, yes.
Do you know what the one thing I'm going to show that I just got at the post office?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. So get this, guys. This is the way my friends on YouTube work. So I got this this international box, no addresses, but I got this box and it was international. And I'm like, I didn't order anything international. So I got this awesome letter and I got this awesome card. And I'm not going to show what she wrote, but it is one of the most awesome friend mails I've gotten in a long
that's
time.
A pretty owl.
Isn't it cool? So
that's
like
neat.
That reminded me of last night, you know, with the hunt.
Didn't I send you a link? Didn't I send you a link earlier of the giant owl?
No.
Yeah, I did just before I sent you the there was a lady holding a giant white owl and I sent it to you this morning.
No, I didn't see.
You'll have to go back and click it. It was a YouTube short.
So then inside, from my favorite pirate and one of my favorite friends who was sneaky, I unwrapped this and I am so excited. I am so excited. I wanted this so bad. And everybody, if you don't know Heather, you have to know Heather. This came in the mail. And so there is this awesome fob chain she put it on. Okay, so there's the fob chain, and then I'm going to try my best to show you guys.
I remember exactly what it is. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Tanya reached out to Heather, and she said, Jason felt
Heather reached out to. Oh no, I guess maybe I did reach out to Heather.
Reached out to her.
I did.
She ratted you out in the letter. She ratted you out in the letter. So she said Tanya reached out to me, and Heather had this in one of her shows. Let me go in on this. Heather had this. Is that good?
Okay, come in a little closer and cover your face just a little bit.
Okay,
and then go towards me.
No, I know.
Remember when we did the high five?
it's all
There you
reversed
go.
on this.
Perfect, like that.
Okay.
Perfect.
So it's all reversed in this world on here. So, all right, oops. So look at that. It's two hunting dogs that's intaglio carved in glass. And Heather sent me that in the mail. And I have got to tell you, I want to wear this. I want to wear this every day. So Tanya, thank you for
You're
reaching
welcome.
out to Heather. And Heather, thank you for your generosity because I told Tanya I wanted this so bad. I wanted this so bad. And here it is, and there it
Well,
is.
one
And
of my wrenches here, will someone drop the Treasure Pirates link in here? Because I don't know how to do any of that stuff from this app, from
yeah,
using StreamYard. I don't know how that works.
yeah,
You're lucky that we've gotten this far.
yeah. I agree.
I
And
have no
everything's
idea.
reversed. So
Right?
Heather,
It's like,
I
it
know.
looks like you should be there, but you're actually
Right.
here.
Well,
Yeah.
and another thing is my whole thing is reversed.
Yeah,
So,
even when
yeah,
but if I'm just going, look, if I go right to where my camera is, if I go right to where my camera is, you're seeing the
yeah.
bottom of my finger. Okay,
See,
well,
no, see, I
it's
know,
so
but that's the problem is it's not centered. But look,
There's
I'm like right by my camera and look how I feel like my mom's showing jewelry on my channel. Look.
Oh, look, hi, Jen and Lisa. Yeah, right? It's so
Look.
weird. It's so
And
backwards and upside
it's
down. Everyone's dropping that link.
good.
So, yeah, everyone, if you haven't been to Treasure Pirate, the Treasure Pirate, her name's Heather and she lives in England and she's so pleasant. And I thank you, Linda and Jen and, everyone else. Gigi, I appreciate you all three for dropping that. And Bruce and Dennis. And you guys can actually, if you'd like to share your own links, please share some love right now. Share some love up in the chat. Oh, let me get back into the chat here.
Yeah.
So, hi,
well, thank you,
dear
Tanya.
Sheila.
I wanted to thank you and I wanted to thank Heather because I didn't expect it. And I have to say that it was I was like really upset thinking, how do I get that from her? So thank you. Thank you both so much. Heather, thank you.
Well, you had mentioned it on the phone. You're like, man, I want that dog. And I'm like,
I did.
I'm going to reach out to Heather. Yeah.
Thank you
I
both.
figured it must happen. Yeah. Thank you. She's a sweetheart. Yeah.
Yes.
You're very welcome.
Her. I love her.
Did I show this with the pearls? I think it was going to sterling and it's pearl. And then it comes down to this.
That's cool.
Whoops.
Oh, that is cool.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's very figural in a way, like a head, a body, and a torso. It's very cool. That's super cool.
I think I had that. Hi, Aqua Lover, and I am sorry I didn't say hi to a few people in here.
I can't see anyone. Sorry, guys.
Barb Underhill. Hello, Barb, and who else? Lisa's Fun Finds. Hi, Lisa. Nice to see you. And I think I may have said everybody else. And Sheila. And Becky, hi Becky, and hi Jamie B. Hello and welcome. So I saw this laying there and I was very intrigued with it. I mean, look at that bail system around that. I feel like I'm not doing this justice.
No,
it's focusing on too many other things, but you're really, really nice. And this sterling chain was great too. Very thick and I just thought it was really beautiful. And so I was looking at this and he goes, oh, hey. And I brought my gem book out here. I'm thinking maybe a Cal Sydney. I don't know. Or it could be what do you think, Jason? Oh, Jen.
That's what I was thinking, but I need to see, can you see through the stone very well at all or not?
It's a little cloudy. It almost looks, yes, it's okay. Yeah, and I did a Google image search and I found the same ring.
Yeah.
And they were calling it jade. And I'm like, no. I don't think that is jade. They had it all wrong. But
I would not say jade because if it's got that little opalescence kind of like it looks like it does, then I always say chalcedony. I always do.
Yeah, and it's, it's speckly inside. It's not like a bunch of inclusions in there.
Right,
It's
right.
just very speckly.
Well,
Like,
it looks, to me, chalcedony always looks so glassy. It always
yeah.
looks like very glassy in its polish. That's all. Oh, that's cool.
Anyways, it was a whole set. As I was looking further, in each case, he had a different piece.
Nice.
And I'm like, well, I may as well buy the whole stinking set. It's brand new. It doesn't look like it's ever been worn. I don't know that you can see it, but there's like a little stone that's faceted and set in there. And I just love the setting on these. And oops, so pretty.
Yeah, that's very cool. Very well made.
Great design. Yeah, really nicely made. And and I found this, which is no big deal. It's just a little liquid silver and some turquoise chunkies. And it's a shorty, and I like the look. I think it's very cool.
Good for layering too.
Hi, Turtle Shell. And
easy to layer.
That Mama Mary? There's Mama Mary.
Is she here?
Yes.
I don't know. Is that my mama?
Mary. And then I found
is
this.
That you? Jason. I don't know. I talked to her this morning, but I haven't talked to her since. So.
Okay. Ooh, that's got it's. And I found this. And it's just a really nice, thick. I can't even do how do I get it straight on my neck thing in the camera? It's so backwards. This is a great setup for chit chat, but not so much to show jewelry. Anyhow, this is just a really neat design. It's sterling silver Tosco. It's all signed right there. It's got an Eagle Mark III, and that is obsidian. It's not onyx. It's got some really great chatoyance, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece. And oh, and then maybe this.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Big, huge diamond, Jason. It's a big, huge diamond. We knew you'd like that one.
So and
I got these. So the guy, I have a little video. I'll upload it tomorrow. But I got two of these. They were on the ground like this, and I'm like, "How much are they?" And he said $3 for both. And I was like, "What? $3 for both?" So all I need to do is get some chain, and I can hang these out here somewhere. Out here somewhere outside, or hang them in my bedroom with all my.
Those are really cool. Those are cool.
For $1.50 each. I'm like,
that's cool.
I'm like, here's $3. Like I would have paid. Actually, I handed him a $5, and he took one and wrapped it in a curtain, so it didn't smash against the other. And I told him to keep the $5. I thought that was a great deal. Yeah,
more than fair.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the chat doing?
Flower Lady, hi. Flower Lady loves them. And I love those glass, whatever they are, right? And are you watching the chat?
Am I?
Yes.
No, I can't see it.
Oh, Flocasso said 90s garage sale prices, right? Yeah. You got to come to the flea market here. I did a little video walking through there this morning, and it's like a 10-minute video. It's uploaded. I'll share it tomorrow. Don't you be yawning on me. Look at you.
I just did. I know. I tried to
hide
it. He went
live. Well, he did go live 3 times yesterday.
Did. It was a marathon. Yeah. I wanted to see how many people I could annoy. So, can I show one more thing?
Please show 10 more things.
No, I only want to show one thing. So this was in my short feed today. Does anyone want to see something?
Oh my gosh. Is this number? Yes. That was my favorite. Number 3. That is incredible. I mean, Jason.
Yeah.
What Did you say what the F? Did you just say what the F?
Wait, hold on. So yeah, I actually did. When I found it, I actually did. And so the color inside the opal is really good. Let me do this.
That looks like an Australian black opal. That looks like a genuine black opal.
I'm
100%.
99.999% sure it's black opal. And it's in 18 karat gold. And then it's got all these little baby rose cut diamonds. Like all these tiny little.
See that. Oh,
yeah, they're
my
all
goodness.
over the place. And that opal is so just gigantic and awesome. And it's a pin and a pendant.
Yeah. Number 3, right, Lisa, Linda? Number 3.
Yeah. And then I have the other one. I have the necklace out still. And this one's again, it's kind of a tie for me because that's
that's gorgeous. And the size of those, like, I mean, what size stone is that? Like the first one, that's like what, 6-10 carats? I don't know.
No, that huge. First one. Oh no, that's got to be at least, oh God, Tanya, 22 to 25 carats. Gigantic. And then this one, I think I have the paperwork on this one, and this one goes all the way through.
I guess it's bigger than your fingernail.
Oh, it's as big as. Here, I'll get a measuring tape. So this one, measuring tape wise, look at. Yeah. So there you go.
That's bigger. That's bigger than your. Holy Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. Now you see.
And if you look up an opal that size and that deep of a color, that's probably it's got a color of like a 5 or something. And you do the math on their chart. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine how much that thing. Never mind.
Can you imagine what Justin would charge at Black Opal Direct? You know?
No. Yeah.
He would charge.
No, I could. Yeah.
Yeah. He would charge a fortune.
It'd be $30,000-$40,000 or more.
That would be right.
Yeah.
That would be
100%.
I wish the color would pick up on this one, but that's from 1915, and the chain is like so great. The original chain. Oh well, this is all backwards, but you get the gist. You know.
Did I ever tell you that Gigi sent me photos of her dad in the opal mines at like Lightning Ridge? Her dad back in the 60s in front of this. Yeah, I got photos of him out at Lightning Ridge in Australia, where these opals come from. These black opals like that. Most of the good ones come from Lightning Ridge, and her father. She sent me pictures of him like. There's one, I think he's sitting on the back of it's like maybe a station wagon from what my memory is telling me, and total 60s, you know, and he's out there just taking a little break in the middle of the outback.
That would be awesome to see, you know?
Right? And he's out there mining. There's a few photos she sent me. Just so neat.
That's awesome.
She lost her dad recently. She actually found some opals. She found some of his opals in his collection.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
You know what I love seeing?
Uh-oh. I lost him again. He pushed a button. Hang on. Let me find him. Come on, Jason. Get back in here. There he is. Get back in here.
This. I can't touch anything.
Don't touch it.
StreamYard is not my friend. Did anyone miss me? Did anyone miss me?
She says, Steph's here.
Look, no one missed me.
Oh, look, they did.
They didn't even know I was gone. They didn't even say anything.
Everyone's saying hi to Steph. That's why. Gala Lily says yes. Ha, ha, ha. Gigi says, LOL, we missed you. Hi, Maribel. Look at that. We got 70 people here, and Aqua Lover missed you like crazy.
Oh, Aqua Lover. She's the only one.
I totally missed you, Susan said. See, they all missed you.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah. Carmen missed you,
what else?
Too.
What else do you want to chat about?
We could just chat. We could talk about the weather. Are you hearing the birds?
Yes.
This is
I'm
all
hearing 'em.
natural.
Yeah, I hear them.
This is my backyard. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people think I have the doors closed right now, right here. But if I had these doors open, it would be so loud. Yeah. So yes, I do have real birds for real. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, Jason, can we talk about bird shit? Because Jason
Hey,
just
this
had
is
a
your
thing.
channel, and if you want to get a strike on it, I'd be happy to talk about bird shit, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, because I have a bunch of birds here that I feed every day, and
Yeah.
they decided they usually hang out up here, back here on the wires, and that's why I got this birds on the wire, because my doves all hang out on these wires. They let me know in the morning, hey, we're hungry. Could you feed us now? And so I will feed them out here by the fountain. Well, they have decided that they're taking over my big tree in the middle of my yard, and I've got a walkway all the way around underneath the big tree, and they're perched here and there. They're perched in like four corners, and oh my gosh, the mess they have made. And the birds are drones.
All I know
Right,
is
Picasso? I was like into
thought
that conspiracy for a minute. Hey, Vixen.
I thought I was going to come on here and ruin your chat. You did it yourself.
No, yeah. So I had to get the pressure washer out yesterday, and yeah, there's my she shed sign, Bruce and Dennis. Dennis made me that. And yeah, so I had to pressure wash all the way around the thing, and that was 2 nights ago, Thursday night. Oh, wait a minute, that was Thursday. That was last night, Thursday night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I have to do it again.
Oh.
It was bad. I mean, it was bad when I pulled out the thing, but now it's even worse.
Well, you heard the story about me trying to feed the birds in my mom's yard. You know,
yes, that's why I was
like, no. My mom was like, no. And I said, I have to. And she's like, they'll crap on my siding of my house. And
that's not what she said.
That's not what she said at all. But
that's why I brought it up.
So I said to myself, but you have to feed the birds, you know, they're hungry, you know. That one morning I was on the phone with you because I can't help but call you at apparently 5 a.m, you know, because I'm wide awake by 8 and I'm like, Tanya's up. It's 5 a.m. She's up. She has to be. Do you remember that one morning when you didn't know that I had conjoined texted between Dina Marie and you? Remember? And then you like chewed us out and you were like, who in God's green earth would text me this early? And Dina was Dina was joined on it.
They're both on a different time zone than me, and I'm like laying sound asleep in bed. It's like, what the bloody hell? Like, hello.
And
my
Dina
God,
was
it's
like
4 in the morning here.
Dina was like, oh. And I said, no, it's okay. She'll be okay.
I was like, I think I dropped an F-bomb or something.
I think you did. As a matter of fact, I know you did. So, and we laughed. Me and Dina we were dying laughing that day. So
I think
Tanya,
I laughed
can you talk about can we talk about something about reselling? Because I kind of wanted to feel this out. Because I'm noticing that like I wasn't selling costume very well. Okay. This is on a personal level. And I wasn't selling costume very well. And then all of a sudden, now I'm selling a ton of costume and sterling silver, but now gold is at like a standstill. So okay.
Go ahead.
No, what do you think? What do you think? Like, do you think that you know, because
gold is so high right now, I think some people just can't simply afford it with you know, and costume jewelry. Actually, we were talking about this on my way to the flea market this morning. Jason and I were talking about costume jewelry, and one of the advantages of having a good piece of costume jewelry as opposed to something, well, definitely something that's more modern and that thing would be, let's see, do I have a good piece of costume jewelry in front of me? Well, like this or this, for instance. This celluloid piece, I don't know how to date this, but I'm gonna say maybe 30s.
Yes.
I was gonna say maybe 30s or 40s, somewhere in there. And this looks like it's gonna be around for another, 100 years or so, as opposed to like this. Okay, this is like some little crazy little fist pump thing. And it's just like some cheap, it's probably copper with a really thin gold wash, right? Well, that gold is going to come off of there really quickly. This is way modern, and this is going to be crap. If I put this on and wore this for a week, it's going to look like crap in a week. It's going to have all that copper coming through, and it's no good. This right here, Circle of Friends, this is designed beautifully. It's lost a couple of stones there because it got dropped on the floor and it bent one time. But if I kept this in a great safe place, this is going to last another 100 years, if I keep it right, because they took such good care, and they thought about what they were making and the materials they used back then, right? As opposed to what they're using today.
Correct.
What is a fist pump thing? It's a pendant. I don't know. I just thought it was a cool stone, and I thought someone might have to have that. I don't know.
Hey, Tanya.
Yes.
I wanted you to see that I was very happy. Carmen Ellis said, Tanya, I got my box today, and I must say there is not a piece that I did not love. I'm so grateful for every single piece. It was just what I needed. Beautiful.
Yay!
And I wanted you to see that.
Yay. Carmen reached out to me. She sells on Whatnot. And so I put together a nice medium flat rate box and shoved it full of costume jewelry.
Yep.
And I was trying to be as generous as I could, and things I thought she could sell and flip on there. And I hope she can make some good money. So yay.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see that. Yay.
Yeah, thank you for catching that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I thought that was important.
So yeah, back to the vintage jewelry. These things aren't going to go out of style, and if anything, I think they're going to go up in value because they're not going to come back around. You're not going to find another one of these. You're not going to find another one of these. Whereas like this little thing, you might find thousands of these because they're mass produced, and these are cute, but these are probably newer. And, this is cute, but it's new. Vintage, there's just something about a vintage piece of jewelry as opposed to a new one that I admire and like to think about even the history behind each piece, like who wore it, where was it, There's that whole aspect. So what about you? What do you think is going on with you?
The reason why I asked is the other day when I had my rough feed at the estate sale house, someone had asked me about, in general, what I felt was a challenge from that specific collection. And what I felt was a challenge was very easy to talk about is in that specific environment, the things are emotional purchases. Jewelry is not a necessity. Jewelry is an emotional purchase, and it makes us feel good about ourselves. And it's also an investment. So there's a layer to it that when I consider the answer to the question, I consider an answer from my point of a historian to say that, years ago, when, as we talked about before, Tanya, years ago, Vendome, Trafari, Signer, Weiss even, those companies, they had people, sitting at a bench. Some of it was a little bit mass produced, but then the finishing part of it was done by the hand of an artist and a jeweler. So there was someone who labored over that, and now what we have is, and I'm not going to say any names or designers or companies. We have companies now.
A couple of people have up in the chat.
Okay,
yeah,
that are
I just read something.
Okay, they're cranking it out. I don't see the chat at all. They're cranking it out. They're cranking it out. And if so it's like, hurry up and get it done. And costume jewelry back then wasn't a hurry up and get it done. It was cheaper than fine jewelry, but it wasn't junk jewelry. It was, labeled junk jewelry because it wasn't fine, so it was never truly junk.
But there were so many pieces that were made by a fine jeweler's hand.
That's right. You're right.
And that's where you can see it in the construction.
Now we don't have that. I would love to see a company today that's still hand producing costume jewelry. They still exist. They're very limited. But I would love to see how many jewelers work for these companies. Probably none. More than likely.
Right.
So their understanding of a prong and a stone and a tension setting and what sort of epoxy to use. They're hurry, get it done. Hurry. So if a stone gets glued in crooked, they don't care. Years ago, they would reset the stone, and it would be secure in the mounting. Now they don't care. And guess what? You wear it twice and the stone's going to fall out. Because they just don't take the care. Anyways, so when I looked at that and I thought, I took my time and I dissected what would be the challenge at my estate sale, I did go back to the fact that they're emotional purchases. These are artisan creations. They're one of a kinds. That's also, it's a mixed thing. It's a blessing and a curse, for that specific sale, because they'll either sell themselves or they won't. It's not like dealing in a snowblower that's used that was in the store $900, and I know I can only get $300 for it used. We're talking about paintings and sculpture and art jewelry. And I talked to you too, and I said I'm not knocking Nikki Butler because I have many pieces of Nikki Butler in my personal collection. And but she doesn't have any Nikki Butler. She's got these artisan, wacky, crazy, like what I did in school and what I was trained to do. And so I loved that because then that they're authentically like a one-of-a-kind kind of situation. But getting back to the costume part of it, and I transition back to it, what I'd like to see is I would like to see a little bit more appreciation of vintage costume, because that's the way I met you, Tanya. That's the way I met you, is I went to your channel back in the day, and it was like you had these, like, I don't even know how to describe them. I still have some of them that I bought from you. And I loved them because you had, vintage costume. You had things that, well, to be honest, that I couldn't find here in Ohio, because you're on the other coast, so you have access to those things. And I thought that that's where you had an advantage in selling. At least that's what I saw and still see it. But you had an advantage because you were finding very unique pieces. And I'm looking across my desk because I have I have something that I bought from you. You probably wouldn't remember. It's a pair of earrings. And I decided I'm finally going to sell them. I'm going to take them to the Stark County show. And they were costume, but they were very well made, not artist signed. They're just rhinestone. They're just magnificent, and the craft on them, when I got them, I was like, yes, these are so well crafted. And I think that's where I like what you sell, because that's why I asked you. That's why I asked you what you felt was like, if we could get back to some costume stuff.
Oh, well, absolutely. I've got a whole bunch of it. And that is, we were also talking about how readily available some of those items are. And it's getting harder and harder to find. I tell you, I went out to yesterday. Let's see. I don't know how many stores I hit yesterday. I think I went to like 5 stores. And I mean, I don't remember. I came home with a couple of things that were not even jewelry related. And what did I buy? I think I bought this one yesterday with the liquid silver, because I mean, those were just neat little chunks. You should see the quartz in this one right here.
Yep.
Yeah, under the loop, it's like crystal mountains in there. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think I found much out yesterday, and it's like that's what I was saying. Everyone thinks they're an expert at most. Jason, the prices that they're putting on these items at the freaking thrift store, these things are being gifted to the store for free, and they are putting full retail value on them. Whereas before, I could find this in a thrift store on a good day for $10.
Yep.
Old vintage Tosco.
Yep.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I could, I might be able to find these pearls with this beautiful amethyst thing here for $5.
Yep.
The guy I bought jewelry from today charged $3 a gram. He charged me $3 a gram. But you know what? It was there. It was available. I had plenty to choose from. And each time I do have a sale, I do need new items. I can't just keep bringing the same stuff. All the good stuff's going to sell. Everything else is going to pass, right?
I agree.
Yeah, the jewelry jar craze started the whole thing, right, Kathy? And you know what? There was four beautiful jewelry jars sitting there yesterday that my friend Tina puts together. And you guys, hi, Deborah. And hi, everyone that we miss that
I
keeps
know. I'm
coming
looking
in.
now.
There's 87 people here. And
really?
Yeah.
Welcome everybody in.
So yeah, there was 4 jewelry jars. One was 150. One was, they were there and they're all curated. So, and I know her stuff. It's great. Crystals, glass, beautiful stuff. But my gosh, if I don't have enough of that stuff in there right now, I can't it's great for content, but right now I need to focus on buying a couple of nice pieces of jewelry, and I've got to bring new inventory to my sales each week. Otherwise, they are 150 to 400 at your Goodwill. Good Lord, staff. When my Goodwill stopped selling them here and my Salvation Armies, they were 99 to 150. Even some of them were 200. So and that was, good Lord, a year and a half ago. If you guys have been watching for a while, you'll know when my jewelry jar stopped.
I was in this way before the jewelry jar thing. Like, that craze didn't start until probably, at least here, it didn't start until like 2000 something. They started the jar thing, but I was going to auctions when they would take a whole jewelry box and dump it in a flat, and I'd buy the whole box unsorted. So I was still doing the same thing, but it wasn't called a jar, and so I don't think where did you go? Oh,
I'm here. We're back. Yeah, okay. I don't know what that was.
That's okay. But no, I don't know. I don't think I could do the jewelry jar thing. I went to the flea market the one day, and there was a lady that had her mother's stuff, and she had put it into it was like a clear plastic box, like a tote kind of thing from the 60s. And I couldn't even do that. I don't know why. I couldn't stomach doing it. And the price was crazy. The price was like $200 and some. And I was like, why? I just don't want to take the chance. I just didn't want to, even for content's sake, because I don't know, the discovery part is really cool, but I would rather have a sure shot, for me anyway. I don't think I could do that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ladies Who Loop says, I just got back from an estate sale where they hadn't priced it. And I know how lucky that is. And not likely to happen often. I recognize the artists, thank God. And she lives in Arizona, I believe. So she has access to a lot of What do we call them anymore?
Well, you know what? Don't get me started. You know what?
Turquoise, sterling, silver, old stuff. The people who were here before the white man came
Right.
along.
Right. Yeah. You're not
Is
allowed
that
to
what
say
we
what you
call
learned in
them?
school anymore.
Right.
So,
Yeah, like
yeah.
you said, cowboys and Indians. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how I
And then,
remember it. And
yeah,
all
but
the
it's
movies,
true.
all the
It's true.
cowboy and Indian movies, I loved it. I always loved the
So did
Indians
I.
more. I
Mhm.
found the Indians way more attractive than the cowboys
Yeah. Me too.
with their
Me
dark
too.
skin and the long hair. I don't know,
Yeah. But
something about it.
I asked Jeremy because his mother, so Jeremy's part Native American. And so I asked him, without him knowing how I feel, and I said, so you're part Native American, right? And he is, because he's part Cherokee. You can see it in Jeremy's brow ridge. He's very, he's very like, I say he's Cro-Magnon. So, but but I like that look, I love that look. I love the bold brow, So, anyways, but I asked him, and he said he would consider himself Indian. And I said, but you're not from India. And he said, no, but I'm Indian. And I was like, oh, but you're not allowed to say that. And he goes, I'm allowed to say it because I'm part Cherokee. And I said, but some people want to say indigenous people. And he said, I don't feel that way. He said, I don't feel like I'm a first person, because he's now so removed from it, So like, I don't know if like how, like where you're at, and like percentage, but Becky, his mother, she's, I don't know, like a 10th Cherokee or something. I don't know. She knows through family lineage. And if you would see Becky's mother, she's spot on for a Native American. She's spot on, like spot on, dark complected, very dark hair. She was, the features and everything. And she beautiful, and Becky, you can see it in Becky because she does get really, she gets really suntan very quickly, So, but anyways, it was really cool because when I asked her, she said the same thing. She said, I'm Cherokee. And I said, does that mean what? And she's like, I'm Native American Indian. And I was like, okay, well, then I can't feel bad. No one wants to offend anybody,
Right,
That's no one's
absolutely.
goal.
And not anymore.
No,
You can't say anything about anybody.
no, you
And
can't.
Lady to Loop is in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I take it all back. So she has
Oh,
access to some really amazing things. Hello, Veronica, if I didn't say hi. And hi, Carla. Hello and
yeah.
welcome.
Oops.
And where there
Missing the
was
chat.
something else that I missed. I there was something I missed. Oh, KK, how do you calculate gold scrap value online? KK, there is an app. It's my kind of go-to thing. It's called the Scrap Gold Calculator. Just Google, search that, and you can click on it. You can put in the amount of gold you have, what percentage of gold is it? Is it 14 karat? Is it 18 karat, 22 karat, and so on? And then you calculate, it'll give you an overall melt value of what that percentage is. That doesn't mean that's what you're going to get if you go take it to the pawn shop, because that guy wants his little percentage of it too. So just keep that in mind. And I do believe, but yeah, Scrap Gold Calculator is a pretty go-to thing. And Gigi, oh, can I ask a question? If you guys share a story about a special piece that means, that has meaning in your life and how it affected your life and the meaning, memories, it holds. That was from Gigi.
I saw it and I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's a loaded question for me. Because
Yeah,
there's so many.
Right?
There's so
many. There's like not one thing. Well, okay, I have one thing. And I will just go there. Oh, and I don't want to cry. And it's hi Husky and hi ladies who loop. And I'm sorry if I didn't say hello. And hi D Miller. So one thing that I have, it's always been my favorite perfume, Cinnabar by Estee Lauder. I don't even know if it's available anymore. I happened to find a bottle at a thrift store or an estate sale or a yard sale, maybe a year ago, and I still have some in there. But when I spray it, it's not coming out proper. It's kind of spewing out the top. Anyhow, when I was about 6 years old, my uncle Glenn, who passed away a few years ago, he was the youngest of the boys in my mom's side of the family, and there was 8 kids. And, well, technically 9 if we count the long lost half brother. Anyhow, he passed away a few years ago, but when I was about 6 years old, I vividly remember him coming over and his wife at the time, actually, it was his girlfriend at the time, and he gave me a little, it was probably just a little sample thing, or not even a sample thing, but it was pure perfume. And in a Cinnabar, what looked like Cinnabar resin bottle with a little top, and it had a black tassel on there. And I still have that to this day. And I love that.
So because it brings back happy memories as well.
Well, yes, and I love Asian everything. And I think I'm just obsessed with that because when we first moved here, or my grandmother, when we first moved here from England, I don't know how long we were here before my grandmother and grandfather moved here, and my aunts and uncles all moved over here. But my grandmother across the excuse me, across the street from her house was this lady and gentleman who their names were Doris and gosh, is my Aunt Lorraine here?
I don't think she is.
Doris and Carol and Doris. So Carol was the guy, Doris was the woman, Carol and Doris. But you walked inside their house and it looked like you were walking into a Japanese like garden kind of thing. It was just plants, greenery, the dramatic colors, and the beautiful intricacy of the artwork. And I've just been fascinated ever since. And then, so to get that perfume bottle, I think, did I get all choked up a little bit?
A little.
Anyways, sorry. So yeah, that's one thing that. Mm-hmm. Okay, talk.
Well, I will. Tanya, I don't have a lot from my family because my both sets of grandparents were they were not wealthy at all, and they didn't have a lot. And so the very few pieces I have of theirs does resonate with me and does matter and brings back memories of them every time I see them. But the pieces that my grandfather, Frank, made are the things that matter the most to me because he made them and they were a labor of love, and he signed them. And I remember, crafting wood things with him in the basement, and that fed my artist heart at a young age, and also taught me not to be afraid of machinery, like he taught me.
Give me one sec. Go ahead, keep talking. I gotta blow my nose.
Oh, you're okay. No, take your time. Take your time. We're here. So, but yeah, Grandpa Frank, that memory was great. But like in vintage and old stuff, as I just said, I wish I could consolidate down to like, one piece, that really matters to me. And then why? Because like Gigi's question was like, what kind of emotion does that bring back or whatever? Like, whatever, or why is there a connection is the part of the question. And so, there's a couple things though. There's a ring that I have that, it's just really weird. And I can say it because I'm completely convinced of it. And if others aren't, it's okay. I can't make someone believe it. But there was a ring that I bought, and I knew that I had owned it before, but like it's 100 years old. So there's no human way possible that I own this ring. And but I own this ring for sure. Like I'm 100% convinced that I got my ring back. And I was wearing it at the veterinary clinic. And I remember the morning, it was summertime, and my hands were sweaty. And I was going into surgery for, it was a spay on a dog that had pyometria. So she was very weak. And so I remember she was a Rottweiler. And I took the ring off and I put it on the grooming table at work. And to cut the long story short, I went back to get my ring and it was gone. And I was like, so I said to Al, and I slipped and I said, I lost my ring again. And so he looked at me and he's like, what ring? And I told him, And so he's like, I didn't see it back there. And I said, it's got an amethyst and 2 gold leaves, and it's silver, and it's oval stone. And I was telling him all about it. And he's like, no, I didn't see it back there. But I had slipped and I said, I lost my ring again. I didn't lose it again because I'd never lost it to begin with. So, but I said I lost it again. Anyways, so long story short, the connection to that ring. And by the way, so this is crazy. So by the way, about 3 days went by and Al came in the back and he said, hey, your ring was on the sink. And I said, no, my ring wasn't on the sink. It was on the grooming table. And he's like, no, it's on the sink. I found it on the sink. I didn't put it on the sink, but he found it and I got my ring back for the second time, So that the connection to that ring, that's special, and that brought back, did it bring back? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it or what to say for memories, but that ring matters to me immensely. And I still have it in my collection and I'll always have it. That's one that like really sticks with me, and it may not make total sense to everybody and that's okay. I don't have to explain it to everybody, but at least, that has I have a very special connection with that ring. I can't sometimes put things into human words. So that's mine,
Yeah.
And it was, I was very happy to get it back both times.
That's neat. So, that's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you. But I was happy to, happy to be reunited with my baby.
Before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's pretty neat. Yeah.
Thank you.
What else? What else is happening? What else is new and exciting?
Nothing on my end. Nothing on my end.
Did you eat? Did you eat yet?
I can. Well, oops. Hold on. I was looking at the chat. I could do it right now.
What is it? Oh, you can eat right now.
It's a Twix bar. See?
That's not fair because I don't have the other half of it.
And then I chase it down with this.
With a soda pop. Gosh. And my stomach just started growling and the only thing I've had is 2 cups of coffee. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I've drank water too, but I haven't eaten anything.
Where's my microphone? Because I can go.
I don't know.
Snarf. I don't know what my problem is. I don't know.
Look, and we just went from 90 down to 89. Someone was like, oh gosh, get that off of there.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Susan just asked when and where I met Jeremy. Susan, that's interesting. Tanya knows it, and I could talk about it for a while, but I'll say this much. So I never believed in online dating because I didn't believe in it. And it's just my personal thing, And so it's okay if it works, but I didn't believe in it. So my friends, Jody and Ted, I had been single for like 11 years. And my friends, Jody and Ted, they said to me, we are really tired of watching you be by yourself. Like you're getting into relationships, you're not, committed, and then everything goes awry and your life is like miserable. And I'm like, no, I'm very happy by myself. I'm resolved. It's good. Leave me alone. So they kept like kind of nagging me to go on this Akron's Men for Men or whatever it was back when. And so cutting to the chase, I was at their house one night and Ted had created a profile for me and I didn't know it, but he had my picture and had my real name and he put J Adams, Jay, and then Adams. And he created the profile for me. And anyways, so I was on his computer and he's like, just, like scroll through and see if there's anyone you like. And I was like, no, it's okay. And he's like, no, scroll through and see if there's anyone you like. And I said, no, it's okay. So I scrolled through and there was like kind of an interesting person, like older. He was like, I think he was like 60 and I was like 30. And I was like, oh, yeah, he seems really nice. So like, anyways, long story short, I had a friendship with him and we went to dinner and stuff. And he was just too courteous for me. He was like, just way too courteous. Opened the door for me, asked me, whatever. So he was just way too courteous. And so I was like, no, I need to be an equal. And, I don't want to be treated like that. And so it was very nice though. And we maintained a friendship. So Jeremy happened and all I did was I was scrolling through and I saw his picture and I was like, man, that's attractive, So I just said, hey, my name's Jason. I live in Akron. Maybe we can grab a coffee or something. Here's my number. So he messaged me back and he said, my name's Jeremy. I live in Maslin. Here's my number. So I printed that out and I said, okay, I'll call you in a couple days. Well, of course, the couple days turned into 6.5 years. So I printed it and I had it in my office desk. And then, long story short, to get to the point, I unpacked my office because I had moved it 6 years later. And I was in a relationship. I was drinking heavily. I came home very upset one night at 11 o'clock. I went upstairs. I opened the drawer. I finally said, I'm going to text this guy. So I texted 6.5 years later and I said, is this Jeremy? That's all I said. And he texted back, yes, who's this? And then it like started this whole, thing. And here we are. So that's how we met, and it's a timing thing because I always say to people, don't force things to happen. Let them happen, and now we know that like same thing's happening with Tanya and Doug. So same thing's happening. It's a timing thing.
Hi, Auntie Lorraine.
Oh, Lorraine's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Auntie Lorraine just showed up. And she is my Auntie Lorraine. Auntie Lorraine, I was just telling them about when Gran, which is my grandmother, my Auntie Lorraine's mom, when they lived across the street from Doris and Carol. Do you remember them? Doris and Carol, and their house was all Asian. I was just telling them about my my love of Asian things and where that came from, and one of my most treasured things. And I think Auntie Lorraine was there. I've shared before. These are a few of my favorite things, and that little perfume bottle was one of the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if
I miss Auntie Lorraine. I miss her. I miss Auntie Lorraine.
I know. I was going to try to go see her this weekend. Although I don't know that we would have. I would have done a video, but I was going to try to take Doug by there this last weekend. But yeah, we ended up at the fair Saturday because we got to our party a day early.
Did you see what Steph said? Steph said. Did you see what Steph said?
No.
She said, I guess Jason didn't see my profile.
Yeah. I did read that.
Thank you, sweetheart.
That's funny.
But Tanya, don't you feel like, can we talk about that for a second? Don't you feel like you and Doug was timing and destiny in a way?
Yeah, completely. Because like you said about the online dating thing, I had tried it like 8 years ago after I first split up, me and my husband. I tried it for a minute and it was just a hot mess. Hey, Husky. I mean, it was like no one was what they said they were. And even though I was very specific on what I was looking for, that's not what they were looking for, and no matter what. It was like, it was just pretty much gross and disgusting. And so I would delete it. And then like every 2 years ago or 2 years or so for the last 8 years, I'd try it again. I'd get on there for like 5 minutes and I'd look and I'm like, oh, good Lord, what am I doing? I'm on there for 5 minutes and then I go and I delete the whole account again. I'm like, what am I doing? It was just ridiculous. But yeah, I was at the point where I was ready for, I was ready to have a companion, a partner, someone that I could just hang out with and have a good time. You do remember them, Auntie Lorraine says. Yeah. Doris and Carol, my grandmother's neighbors. But so I think I was just ready for that. And although I hadn't really verbalized it, and maybe I had with one or two friends, but when I actually prayed for it and just let it go to the universe and wasn't thinking about it, it just kind of happened out of nowhere. And I think my chat's frozen now.
Is it? Hold on, I'll look. Hold on. Let me tell you. Okay, so let's see here. So Steph put the smiley face. Dana's there. Husky,
there it
Husky.
Is.
Kimberly's
I see
there.
it now.
Kimberly, look what Kimberly said. And then Jen said that Joe and her had met online. And then let's see here. Okay, is it going now? Is it going now? Oh, let's
Thank
see
you,
here.
Susan.
Okay,
Carol and Doris. Yeah, Carol and Doris.
there we go.
Carol was the guy. I remember that. I don't having a clue what they looked like. I just always remembered their name. And that was from when I was like 6 years old. I'm not even kidding you. You know what else I remember? Which is so
What?
stupid. I dare someone to call this number right now. 714-850-0491. Call that number. See who answers. I don't know why I remember that number.
What
That
is
was
going
my
on?
I know, 714-850-0491. That was my daughter Natasha's father's parents' house, who lived in LA. And I remember that number since I was 17 years old.
So
It's just
wait,
stuck in
so
my head.
I know, but so wait, so what if someone calls it and then the person's like, who is this? And then you go, Tanya Thompson told me to call you.
I don't think that they have the same number anymore. At least I would hope not. That would be hilarious if they had the same phone number. Who has a house phone anymore?
I did until a year ago.
Right? Oh, you did?
I did until a year ago. I
Ah,
did.
the birds loved the berries and were intense. Rainy wine. Oh no. Oh God, that sounds horrible. Wendy, oh no. Yikes.
Wendy.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would be
Wendy.
like, oh gosh. My neighbors did that.
Wait, and then she like went even further with it.
Yeah, my neighbors did that and took down their whole tree because they didn't want to deal with the squirrels.
Did you
You
see
met Uncle Pat in a
Steph
liquor
said no one's
store.
answering.
Did you see that? Auntie Lorraine said she met Uncle Pat in a
Yes.
liquor store 55 years ago and we're still
Yes.
together.
That's
That is
amazing.
so awesome. You know, I was a flower girl at Auntie Lorraine's wedding, and I was probably 8 or 9 years old. And I have this, my mom kept me in a pixie haircut. Maybe I was more like 7 or 8. Pixie little haircut in this yellow dress. Hee hee hee. So cute. So cute.
Oh, Tanya.
Really? Sheila remembers her phone number from age 5.
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember 225-2462. I think that was my house phone number from when I was like 10, 11, 12 throughout high school, I think.
I remember mine, but guess what? My parents still have it. They
Oh, so
do.
don't. Yeah,
They
that's
do. They
funny.
still have it. They do. They most certainly
Yeah.
still have it. Mom will not give up that landline. No way.
Oh, that's funny.
Not going to happen. So, and she never
That's
answers it
funny.
because it's always spam. So she goes, "Who's calling now?" And she'll look at it and she'll go, "Oh, it's spam." I don't think she's answered that phone in 14 years. So I don't think she has. I don't think she has.
Look at,
You know, I should try and call it later and see if she answers.
oh, that's funny. Look at Veronica. I mean,
What'd she
Elizabeth
say?
Case, who said, you've got me singing 8675309. That's funny.
Oh, that's so good. That's so
Right.
good.
That's hilarious. Well, I don't know how long should we stay on? We've been on an hour and 18 minutes.
I
You
don't
guys have
know.
any questions? Do you guys have any questions for me or Jason? Liquor store, go figure. Should have
That's
been my
amazing,
first
though.
clue. Auntie Lorraine. Right? My last husband I met at a bar. That didn't turn out real well, sadly. He had a little bit of a drinking problem.
Oh, there's Chris. Hi, Chris Forrest. Hi, buddy.
Hi,
There's our buddy
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
Hi, Mama Chola. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier, but the chat, I couldn't see the chat earlier. I still can't unless I block me and Tanya out. So, Susan
Suzanne, well, honestly, the weather has changed dramatically. I was telling Jason this morning, besides the fact that I was just crying a minute ago. Yeah, woke up this morning with a runny nose and kind of stuffy because the weather has gone from 110 to, I don't know, it was probably in the like 40s this morning when I first woke up. And throughout the night, yeah. And I had my window open and it was chilly when I got up and I had to throw on the sweats. And then I was going to go out to the flea market. I'm like, I told Jason, I go, God, I feel like I need to go out there with my sweats on. Like, hey, Deborah. Yeah. So there's that. It's been cold. It's like, I don't know what it's going to be today in the 70s. I don't know. It's 3 something and I still have this on and a sweatshirt. And someone asked me what days and times I do my sales. Occasionally, and lately I have been at least popping up once a week during the week because I don't feel like I have much of a life these days. And I need to go live and do stuff. But my normal date and time is Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time or 7 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, that's that way. Eastern time where Jason's at 7 p.m. So I'm on Sundays. Jason has been doing some sales and will do another sale this coming Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Just a little surprise. It's like a little surprise
4 p.m.
pop-up jobby.
Same 4 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. your time, or something like that. Tuesday. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so for those of you who didn't know, there's that. Yeah. Wake up cold and ends up hot here, right? Yeah, it's confusing. Wetter. How's the weather where you're at? Can each of you tell us an interesting story about dealing with others while thrifting or hunting for treasure? I've got some great stories for you. I'll give you one story, Jen. Okay. So I had been going and buying these $100 jewelry jars at the Goodwill. And I had been buying them for several years. Okay, bye into the rain. I love you. Drive safely. And I will talk to you soon. I had been buying them for a couple of years. And I had been pulling all sorts of goodies out of there, right? I'm like, these are worth $100. You know, I was making money. At that time, they were just cramming it in there. Same with my Salvation Army stores. Well, I kept buying these jewelry jars. Every once in a while, I'd make a hit. Usually when I got to the store, right after the truck would get there, I would like kind of time myself. Are you there or are you frozen? Oh, you're there. I see you blinking.
I'm here.
And
I was looking at the chat.
Anyhow, I caught wind and saw one day that I had Rudy. Oh, I'm not supposed to say names. This guy was I kept seeing him in the back room.
You meant to say Judy. It was Judy.
Judy, the guy Judy.
Judy, but she was rude. Wait. It was Judy and she was rude. She was Rudy. Like, yeah. Smash them together.
So anyways, I kept seeing him going into the back room and he was there sometimes in the morning helping unload the truck. And I'm like, what's going on here? Well, he's a jewelry guy too. Well, one day I went in there. It's happened twice. But I had gone in there and I had returned him in, I think, at that time. It was I called the corporate office. Hey, why is this man in the back room messing with stuff that he shouldn't be there? Because if he can do that, then I'd kind of like to do it. Sign me up to be a volunteer as well. If it's easy access, because it didn't seem like what he was doing was quite right. And I didn't like it. And I knew stuff was getting shady over there, right? Because all of a sudden the jewelry jars were not looking that great. Or he'd be bringing them out to the counter. He'd be walking them out to the counter. So anyways, nothing was done. A year later, I had gone in there. I see there's no jewelry jars. I asked, are there any jewelry jars? And they said, no, we don't have any today. And I said, okay, cool. something told me I didn't quite believe them, right? So I went home. Well, about an hour later, Pat came over and I said, Pat, call Goodwill for me and ask if they have any jewelry jars. Well, Pat calls and right away the girl says, yeah, there's 5 of them right here. They're sitting on top of the counter right now. And I'm like, what? I was just there an hour ago. The manager of the store told me there was no jewelry jars. The truck had already been there with the delivery, dropped it off, and left. And so now I know something's shady. She's lying to me, whatever. So I hop in my car, I speed over there, and when I get there, here's 2 other resellers that I know personally. You can call them competitors if you want, and I know them and I have their number, and we've done some dealings before, and there they are with the 5 jewelry jars out on the counter, and I go, what on earth? I go, huh? And anyways, he's buying them all. $350 for all 5 jars. I went straight to the back room and I asked for the manager. And I go, you lied to me. You told me an hour ago you didn't have any jewelry jars. The trucks have already been here and left. She goes, yeah, those were just donated by one of our customers, Judy with an R, who was rude, which makes it Rudy. Yeah, that he had just donated those to the store. And I go, oh, you mean to tell me these were marked $100 and whatever and so on. You mean to tell me with Goodwill stickers on them, he bought these, took them home, went through them, and then brought them back to the store, and you put them right back on the shelf at $150, $100 or whatever. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, is that right? Because I will tell you this much. Their policy is anything that comes in that front door or in the back room that is a donation must go to the donation center where it is there sorted out, and then it is delivered back to the store on a daily basis. It needs to be gone through first, not in store at their warehouse, which is downtown. This much I knew. So yeah, I called and turned him in again. And guess what? He was 86th out of the store and the manager got fired. But here I am spending hundreds of dollars each week on a bunch of garbage that I found out this man had been picking. And so there's my story. And so then about 3 weeks later, I'm in a different thrift store and he walks in there and he sees me from across the room. It's 10 o'clock in the morning at my thrift stores where a bunch of little ladies work, but church ladies, because it's all mostly church-based volunteers. And he comes in there and screams at me and calls me a bitch from across the room. And I'm like, what? Are you talking to me right now? And he did it again. And I was just laughing. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, they stopped selling the jewelry jars in the store, and yeah, they started sending all of the jewelry to a different sorting center in, that was Goodwill. Salvation Army is the one I'm talking about. Anyways, so that's and now we don't like each other. You remember that story, Elizabeth? Yeah. Man, I was just throwing money away at that point. This guy had anyways. What about you? You got a good story?
Well, I do. However, I want to talk about, in one of my videos, I want to talk about life in the reselling business, early thrift store drama, and also kind of drama and interesting stories from doing estate sales. So I want to save that for a whole video, so I don't want to leak any of that right now. However, I just saw in the comments as I cover us up again, this is interesting. So Little Lamb Cece said, thanks to you, Jason, I bought a $15 22 karat 8-gram gold ring at a consignment shop. It was tarnished and they didn't know the number for 22 karat. You were right. Fines are out there. So I just wanted to say that because I love the fact that sometimes people will say like that they can't find things at their thrifts, and or I can't do that in my area or this or that. You can. You can. And there's I said like when I would go to the thrifts, I just did it my way. It's not right for everybody, but I did it my way. And I think, the kind of business that I built, it's a testament to that I did it right because I did it myself and I did it my way. I would go 2 to 3 times a day. And frequency.
I used to. Yeah, I used to when I first started.
Yeah, frequency is something that, like when I guess think of it this way, and I don't know another analogy, but like I don't think visually like that, but like throw a dart at a dartboard, and if you have like one chance, do you hit the center every time? You don't. One of
them is going to stick.
Yeah, if you throw 2, 3, or 4 of them, you're probably going to increase your odds. So I say to people, go frequently. That's all.
Yeah. I was going to say a prime example of that. Recently, I was at Doug's house and there was this big, huge sterling silver platter. Big, huge platter. And the, what do we call them? The, not the Oracle, Doug's friend.
Well, he's a wizard.
Not Justin, but the guy the picker guy.
Oh yeah.
Doug calls him something. We'll just call him the Oracle, or he's like a world of knowledge. But he was holding that thing, the X Factor. Thank you, Kimberly. X Factor. Yeah, look at everyone knows except for me. Look at all 3 of them got it right. The X Factor. He says, yeah, but you got to look through 100 of these, or even maybe 1,000 before you find that one. As far as a like sterling silver platter, you're not just going to come across one every time. You have to look and look and look and look and look, and you'll find one. But you just got to keep. It's like exactly what you just said, and I heard him say that. It's like, yeah, it's not that often that we find treasure like that.
Yep, it's true.
Yeah,
it's totally true. But I thought like more frequency, because they would restock halfway through the day. And the managers, sure. Yeah, as long as you're nice to the managers, they'll tell you. They'll be like, "Well, hey, I just want to let you know more jewelry came in," and it was cool because people people in the business. When I was first starting in this, I was very young, and they would say, "Oh, well, you're never gonna succeed." And I'm like, "Why?" And they said, "You'll never succeed because you dress the part, and like you can't wear all that and go in somewhere and buy something, because they're gonna know that oh, you clicked out."
Yeah,
again.
We did that. Yeah, we're back.
That's okay. But so anyways, but they were like, you can't, you're not going to be something because you have to like dress down and you have to pretend like you don't know and don't use a loop and don't do this and don't do that. And, all these rules. And I said, well, I'm not going to follow your rules, and the person that told me that, she's not in the business anymore, and I'm I'm still in the business, I don't know, 15 years after she got out of the business, but I just did it different. And so my frequency in going, I worked at the veterinary clinic, and I would go to the Village Discount Outlet on Arlington. I would go to the Village Discount Outlet on Waterloo, and I go to the Village Discount Outlet on State Road, and they made constant mistakes. To where, I don't see those kind of mistakes nowadays. But when I went to the thrift, I took you guys to the thrift store in a couple of my short feeds. When I went to the thrift and I found the Har pin for $8, I found the carved malachite brooch from China for $8. I found that, I put it in one of my short feeds. I found that 14 karat gold 3-stone ring. It has an amethyst, cabochon amethyst, cabochon bloodstone, and cabochon turquoise very odd grouping, trio,
Sounds
and it was in
interesting.
14 karat white gold. And they missed it because it was marked 14 karat, but it had the wear. And I showed you guys, like, see where it's worn, where the rhodium is worn. I thought it was like brass or whatever. And they priced it for $25. I sold that to Jason in Cleveland. I sold that to him for $235. So they're still out there. You know, these mistakes are still out there, and they may be less frequent than they were when I first started. But they're still most certainly still out there. So, like, seeing Little Lamb Cece say that, I was very grateful, you know, that someone said that I helped them, you know, identify gold that had a different hallmark on it, that they didn't know what the hallmark was for 22 karat, you know. So that's pretty amazing. I love it.
And
love it.
Who is it? It's Husky. Husky, just don't give it to, like, for me, I'm going to say don't give it to Goodwill or Salvation Army, because they've gone more corporate. I'd say give it to a local charity that helps your people locally, you know, like helps feed homeless people and shelter them and clothe them. We've got a few of those places here, and I prefer to shop in those places. However, sadly, as we were saying earlier, it is so hard these days to go in there, like the Cancer Society.
It's true.
They have a sterling silver ring in there for $35, $40, $50. I can't buy that ring from you and then turn around and try to sell it to make a profit, which is what I do for a living. I can't do that anymore. And I used to spend a lot of money there. I used to spend a lot of money at a lot of places around here that I just can't do anymore, because it doesn't make sense when you put it on the flipping scale. Yeah. Right. Okay, Kimberly, we have the Ronald McDonald House here. Yeah. But they don't have a thrift store attached to that I know of. But that would be awesome if they did.
Oh, did you see Colette's question for you, Tanya?
No.
She said, how difficult was it to take the leap of faith and start your YouTube business? That was the first part. Is there anything that surprised you or anything that you found disheartening? So she just wanted to know, like, how difficult was it for you to take the leap of faith to start your business? And then is there anything that surprised you that you found disheartening?
Yes. Well, it was pretty easy, Colette. I had just gone through a crazy job experience, and I had been there for, I think, just 3.5 years. I was a investigator of discriminatory acts against people with their housing based on your race, sex, color, national origin, religion, disability, and that sort of thing. And yet we were being discriminated against and verbally abused at work. It was just a crazy mess. My daughter's wife quit 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, my daughter quit, which left me. And so that day I ended up getting fired. I didn't quit, I got fired. And it was, anyways, I went on unemployment, and then COVID hit right when that happened. And I needed to get back to work when that whole thing was over with, and I was able to go back to work. And, you know, when we weren't on lockdown, and I found a job, and that day I couldn't find my, what do you call that, Social Security card. And I was on my way to orientation, and I thought, well, I can take that later. I'm going. And so I hopped in my car wouldn't start. And so I was like, and the whole time I'd had really sick butterflies, like, ooh, oh, I can't, you know, like I didn't want to go. I did not need to be doing this. So I went inside. My daughter had bought me a tripod like 6 months earlier for Christmas, because she watched me watching YouTube all the time. She's like, Mom, you should just do it. And I went in there and I made my first YouTube video, and that's how it started for me. And then shortly thereafter, about a year in, this is about 2 years ago, the thing that I found most disheartening was someone who maybe I didn't even really look up to, but kind of, because their channel was much bigger than mine. And my nose itches now. Something happened at some point, and they had actually come to my channel a few times, and I won't mention names, but next thing I knew, people were reaching out to me that there had been some really nasty emails sent about me from other resellers to other resellers and to customers about my practice and my business. And I found that very disheartening when I had to contact an attorney and find out, what the legal ramifications were. And coming from my background of being an investigator, I knew what was going on was very illegal. And so that's what I found the most disheartening about this whole thing, is that when you think that you're amongst friends sometimes, or you might feel like you're safe, you might not be safe at all, because there's always going to be someone out there who either is maybe jealous by your success, or I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand that part of it, but that was the most disheartening thing that I've found. But once I was able to sweep that behind me and brush it under the rug, I was able to move past that. The ugly comments don't bother me. I get them every once in a while, but hey, Doug, how's it going? Hi, Margaret. And if I didn't say hi earlier, and I hear there's a lot of that sort of thing going on. There's a lot of bullying going on in YouTube land, which is ridiculous. We're all a bunch of grown people here. Most of us are. And we shouldn't be in high school anymore. And it's just not very nice. And everyone should treat everyone with a lot of respect, because I tell you what, it's not easy to get in front of a camera and take the leap of faith. Back to that question, it's not easy at all. But once I did it and realized I could do this, I got this. It's like, I can do this. I'm not scared to be in front of the camera, because really it's just me in front of the camera mostly. I'm only dealing with myself and what I'm reading with you guys. So how about for you, Jason?
I have an awful lot to say, but I can consolidate down to say that through watching YouTube for so many years, and knowing that I was, quote, never going to be on it, because I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on this, I'm not on that.
Me neither.
I'm not going to be. And there's a multitude of reasons why. I had been, singled out and picked on for a very large portion of my life. And the judgment and the words and the slander and the whatever you say, defamation or whatever it is, that I had encountered over the years. Well, yeah, I guess I could say that, like, it hardened me to a point, but yet there's a lot of things that really hurt. There's a lot of things that I could say, that I could pretend and say, I could shrug my shoulders and go, well, that doesn't matter. Well, when I do that, I realized it matters, because I've said it doesn't matter. So I'm trying to convince myself, oh, that doesn't matter. Well, it does. It does, because there's an additive thing of, like, you can only take so many blows. You can only take so many punches before you either fall or you want to hit back. You can only take so much before there's a breaking point. And so my journey getting to the point of YouTube, because that's been my life, and I've had a wonderful life, but it's been tough sometimes. And so, as everyone can imagine, and so it's never stopped me. It's never, like, corrected me. It's never pointed me in a different direction. And I'm so blessed now that, like, it's strange, because when I first started the YouTube thing, I was still working at an auction house, and I had a very good job, and I was making really big money. I was getting gigantic commission checks. I was the golden boy there. I was the go-to. I was their ace in the hole when they went into an environment that they were unfamiliar with like art and antiques and jewelry. I was like respected to a point, and then it's strange because I started the YouTube journey parallel with like still being with that company. And so I was like on that, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I was like, okay, well, I'm doing YouTube now and I'm making content, and because, you suggested it. And then I'm, still working at this place, and it was like really long hours, but I was used to that work. So someone said to me, how are you doing this? Like, how are you doing these catalogs of, 680 pieces of jewelry by yourself? And then how are you able to be so mindful and so on to do YouTube content and to do both at the same time? And so it was a lot of work. And so how that transitioned is a very personal thing for me. And I choose not to talk about it because I haven't been on YouTube for a year quite yet. And I think like on my anniversary, I think I'm going to have a big time heart to heart and an explanation as to how important it was to me to make that decision for my life, and to make that decision and say, I am taking a leap of faith of these insanely high commission checks. And I'm just going to tell that company, you know what? I don't want to work for you anymore. I don't want to help you anymore.
I was going to go like this. I was going to go like, read between the lines,
Well, that's basically what it was. But like, I had to, like my mom, my mom and dad taught me to be respectful. And I will say this much. I think that company was very fortunate that I didn't do it much sooner, because my parents also raised me to be a resilient spirit and not to take drama and garbage. And there was drama and garbage. That's with any job. That's with any job, any position. But there was a lot of like, I'm not a corporate guy. I'm not someone who, that's like stating the obvious at this point. This doesn't say corporate. Backwards baseball hat doesn't say corporate.
Hey, wait. Yeah, I went to when I was a manager and my face was up on the wall, we went to this, it was a meet managers meeting that I had to go to. And it was like a work class. I showed up with a shirt that had a big star on it, and it had the word corn inside, corn star. Corn star instead of porn star, because the band Corn. And I wore these big, huge, like black, like leather shoes that had silver stars on top of them. And with some tight jeans. That's how I showed up in my casual wear. Corn star.
Well, I mean, if we
I'm not corporate either.
So if we go back to like my initial interview with this company, they basically said like, where do you want to meet? You wouldn't believe where I chose to meet. And I'll leave that for a future story. But I chose to meet somewhere that was like really feet on the ground, because there had been another person that said, well, I told them to meet me at this wine bar, and I ordered the most expensive bottle of wine to test them to see if I was worth their investment. I thought, wow, that's not what I did. I did the exact opposite, So anyways, I get back to that and I say, for my transition onto YouTube, I will sum it up and say, I want to do a future video, a long explanation. I don't want to take any more time from Tanya's chat, but I'll just say that like it was a big leap of faith. And I will say, I'm so glad that I did it. And, they are aware of my YouTube channel. And, I don't know if I was the one that got away, but I'm pretty sure I was the one that got away. So,
yeah, I don't want to get into the logistics of it, but yeah.
But
they kind of wanted you to do stuff for them on their YouTube.
Yeah, right. But interesting, you say that.
Or on your YouTube for them, on your YouTube. Yeah.
Right. So, but it's really weird because, now I'm back doing estate sales, and like I keep talking about that, like I want control back, and I did share my reins, and I did share my steering wheel, and I'm not one to share my reins or my steering wheel. If my foot's on the gas, let me control let me control that, and I'm so grateful. And I'll thank everybody that's here for two reasons. For supporting us on YouTube, because as Tanya alluded to, it is not easy. It's a challenge, but it's a challenge that brings great reward. And it's, things like, the
It's
small
the people,
gift in the
but it's
mail,
94 people in the chat. That's the reward.
See,
The
that's true.
reward is you guys and the wonderful messages that we get and the emails we get. And like, I got a photo yesterday of Linda Clancy, like, what the heck? I know. And Steph sent me a picture of herself a couple of weeks ago, and I love you guys. You guys are like family and friends, and yeah, it's amazing. That's the reward right there, is you guys. So
yeah, and look at this letter. Look at this letter. So there's this huge letter that's handwritten to me, and then I'll cover her name on the back. A handwritten letter, double-sided. And just a little excerpt of it. She said, "I've watched every single one of your videos. I love all your collections, from morning jewelry to Bakelite to Native American buttons and hat pins, etc." And then she talks about like her lectures that she would do. And she said, "Keep up your wonderful programs. You are a haven amidst nonsense." She said, "I was a haven amidst nonsense. I hope someday we will meet in person. Thank you for all you do. And remember, I love you because I do." Yeah, a little dose of my own medicine. And you know what? That's a letter that I would have never been able to receive. That's love that was out there that I wasn't able to get before.
This hat right here was made by DC Designs, Debbie.
It was.
She made me this a couple of few years ago. She made me a bunch of little hats, and I mean, would I be rocking this hat right now had I not started YouTube? No. I sure wouldn't. Yeah, it's just awesome. Yeah, you guys are amazing, and it's an honor and a pleasure to get here in front of you and do this. And yeah, it was hard. It's not easy. I get butterflies every time I decide I'm gonna do a video or do a live, and you got to watch your P's and Q's, and it's like being at work. You can't just, you can't sometimes just completely be yourself like we are, where, I'm pretty much myself without an F-bomb here and there that I I try not to use those whenever possible anyways. Usually the conversation is appropriate and then it's okay to use it. But other than that, I try to keep those words locked away. I try.
I usually don't use any words but the F one.
Right. Yeah. From the time, going to the drive-through in the morning with Jason, he's F-bombing the whole way there. I'm just kidding.
There's truth in that. We're allowed to say it.
Oh, Marilyn just got her rhodonite ring, and which is absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Oh.
And Wendy wants to secretly be us.
Wendy. Oh, and then there's Rebecca Bottler. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. I didn't even see Rebecca come in. Oh, there you are. Hello.
Marilyn's here. Marilyn. That's what you just said.
And someone else. I saw some chitter chatter earlier, and I'm not sure who was saying it. I can't remember who brought it up, but some people do get upset when other people go live and it's their time. But honestly, in this YouTube land, does anyone own anything? Do I own Gigi or Chris or Becky or Kathy or Linda? I do not own them. They are not my possessions. If Linda and Jen and Gigi and Chris and Becky were to go to Deborah Abbott's and buy jewelry, by all means, I'm dropping people's links because I want you to go over there. I do not feel it's a competition whatsoever. Never have from day one. There is enough jewelry and enough people to go around, and nobody owns a customer. And some people do feel threatened when people go on and they have their regular time. And sometimes when I go on, I'm going on because that's what's convenient for me. And the way things are going anymore, there are so many people on. It doesn't matter what time you decide you want to go on. There's always going to be someone on. And I don't think anyone owns any of that. I'm sure I go on at 4 p.m. on a Sunday. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that go on. As a matter of fact, I think Steven Sugar Vision is on. And I know there used to be some other people on at that same time. So, but that doesn't mean I'm trying to take something away from them or they're taking anything away from me. So it is very hard. It is very hard. And I don't think anyone ever means any disrespect when they do decide to pop on. It is not because they're going after someone's throat because they're on. It's what works for you in your life, because we all have lives outside of this thing. And if I only have a Sunday afternoon that I can do it, I'm going to do it then. If I can pop on a Friday afternoon with my buddy Jason while someone else is on right now selling jewelry and I'm just here chit-chatting with my buddy Jason, then I'm going to do that. If I had a sudden bill that I needed tending to right away, like an emergency vet bill or something, do you think I would hesitate for a minute to just pop on, do a quick sale, make some money so I can take care of that? I'm not going to sit there and worry about I probably wouldn't go on. I know, and I don't want to, there's a couple of people that I know are set in stone, like Kirsten Red Resell. She started right when I did, and she's been doing Thursday night at the same time I do my Sundays. So I don't think I would do it on a Thursday at 4 out of respect for her, and I try to be respectful to as many channels as I can, but I don't think any of us can make everyone happy at all times. And there's more and more YouTube channels out there, and everybody's doing it now. So
they are.
Anyways.
I'm glad you said that though, because I would say I agree with 99% of that, because for me, I wasn't a selling channel and I'm still not. I stepped it off of mine and I created that one with Jeremy because guess what? Jeremy's busy on Mondays. He can't do it. Guess what? He's busy getting the trailer ready right now. So there'd be no way we could do a Friday. And guess what? We couldn't do a Saturday or a Sunday. But wait, when winter time comes and he puts the trailer away and winterizes, guess what? We might decide we're going to go on Saturday afternoons. But I don't want to upset anybody because someone else is on Saturday afternoon. But we don't have to sell. You and the other sellers have it way worse.
I'm a full-time reseller right here on YouTube. I don't have a backup store. I don't have an eBay store. I don't have this. I have my YouTube channel, and this is how I pay my bills. And
absolutely,
not everyone does that. A lot of people do this for fun. They do it for extra money, and I've turned it into a full-time business. And
absolutely,
and I see that oh no, my phone is gonna die.
No.
Yeah, my screen just went blank because I have no juice left in it. And I'm outside. I don't have my plug.
Wait.
Well, I love you.
Yeah, I'll help everybody. Okay, Jamie B. Bye, Bruden. Bye, Linda. Bye, Leslie. Bye, Calla Lily. Bye, Husky. Bye, Linda. Bye, Jamie B. Bye, Dana.
Thank you, everyone, for coming in and hanging out with me and Jason. And I love you guys, and I love you, Jason. Thanks for coming on. And now I have StreamYard. So
I know. Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Thank you for asking.
Anytime. And Jason and I are going to do a sale sometime soon, and we're going to be selling some knickknacks, not jewelry items, by the way.
Yes.
So you all know. So we're going to do that soonish. Okay. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye, everyone. I can't see the screen because it's black, but I can still hear you.
I
love you too. Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Let's see if I can find the X.